A man's expensive watch accidentally slipped into the ocean, but when he dove underwater to search for it, he stumbled upon something completely unexpected. As soon as he started brushing away the sand, an ancient dagger emerged from beneath the surface. Though the blade was rusted over, it still gleamed in the water. Upon closer inspection, the man noticed that the handle was encrusted with precious gems, indicating that this dagger was not only valuable but also historically significant. The man immediately surfaced with the dagger and called his diving buddies over. Together, they went back underwater, this time armed with metal detectors to sweep the area more thoroughly. When the detector's needle suddenly started swinging wildly, they knew something big was buried beneath the sand. He fired up the dredge and began clearing away the sediment from the ocean floor. As the machine churned away, something gradually came into view. They had uncovered a perfectly preserved antique cannon, likely a relic from World War II. Something this old and historically significant could fetch a pretty penny. He tied ropes around the cannon and began inflating lift bags to slowly bring it to the surface. With the help of the air-filled bags, he was able to lift the cannon with relative ease. But just as he was approaching the surface, a speedboat came racing overhead. It turned out to be the Coast Guard on patrol in the area. They didn't dare bring the cannon all the way up. Paul decided to release some air from the bags to slow the ascent, but one of his buddies made a crucial mistake. His hand slipped and he accidentally released all the air at once. The cannon began plummeting rapidly, and to make matters worse, one of his hands got trapped underneath it. Even worse, his air supply was running dangerously low. All his teammates rushed to help, but the cannon was simply too heavy for anyone to move. In this critical moment, Paul pumped his remaining air into the lift bags. He used every ounce of strength he had to try lifting the cannon. With the bag's assistance, they successfully freed their trapped buddy. They then returned to their boat, where they could see the Coast Guard still stationed nearby. Fortunately, their teammate Annie recognized the captain as an old friend of hers. After some conversation, the Coast Guard patrol moved on. The next day, they returned with all their equipment to continue their underwater treasure hunt. This time, in less than half an hour, he discovered some metal debris. Moving in for a closer look, he found a crashed airplane. He immediately went to investigate, but what Paul saw was absolutely unbelievable. Paul kept quiet about his discovery for several days. When the time was right, he and his companions returned once more to search for treasure. They first attempted to salvage that historic cannon, but unfortunately, the rope snapped and the cannon quickly sank back into the depths. This time, the cannon landed inside a shipwreck that was loaded with gold. Perhaps Paul's mistake turned out to be the most precious error of his lifetime. He dove down once more. This would be his final dive. Have you ever found treasure?